isn't it?
You guys, you understand that we're in a hotel room, is that all right?
Well, it's fairly
I know, I
obvious.
was a little bit confused. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks for explaining
That's
that
why
for
it's
me.
so tight for us.
First time we've done the show where we could actually all, without moving our position, touch one another. I'm not suggesting
Very
we do
intimate.
that.
It's very intimate.
I
Yeah.
prefer we didn't, but
Do you know, we're here because it's
Personal space is quite a big thing for me, in particular because I'm a female,
yeah. I'm actually the
Don't touch
closest
me,
to you,
Rick.
Lana.
which is the most frightening thing of all.
we're actually in Scott Barrett's room.
Well, wait till he comes back in, how crowded it's going to be.
How's he going to fit in here? I mean,
Well, yeah,
Where is he going to
You
go?
have to do it from the bed or the shower.
You can sit with me.
yeah.
in the shower. Can you do it sitting on your lap? That'd be,
Well,
I'd really
could,
like
but
that.
I don't feel like you.
It'd probably be better if you sat on Lana's lap.
All right.
Or maybe Lana can just lie across here like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very special guest, the owner of this hotel room, All Black captain Scott Barrett.
Yes. Something to lift the show. Just a wee bit.
We've got an actual guest.
Yeah, thank God for this. Is the,
What are you guys doing in my room?
Yeah. Where was he gonna? Where were we gonna put him?
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't have had a smaller location.
Yeah, jump in.
Couldn't afford the bigger room, Scott, or not?
Yeah, g'day guys. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Quite intimate, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Feels like a front row, but
Do you often get this calibre of accommodation when you're on tour?
This is as good as it gets. Yeah.
Selection?
Yep. So first week for some of the debutants, their standards are going to be pretty high. So
yeah, it's a shock and awe, isn't it? You get all of the free kit and you're staying in the Park Hyatt.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful hotel.
Delightful.
Yeah. We stayed at the Panorama on the North Shore, which wasn't quite the
Also
same.
delightful.
Yeah, delightful in its own way.
Yeah, charming. I would have said.
Yeah.
Good steaks.
And it had a nightclub connected to it.
Yeah. Personality, a lot of brickwork.
Yeah,
Bricks and mortar.
As did the hotel in Dunedin.
So first game's the French, isn't it?
What was that?
I was just asking first games against the French in Dunedin. I've done a bit of research.
Yeah.
Which is great because, in many ways, for the new game, I think the French have probably combined the flair, to make it a fun game, the flair and the ability to move the ball around plus that strength up front. This will be a great series to watch. They play probably as attractive rugby as New Zealand.
Is there a question?
No, it's just an opportunity to speak about it, Rick.
Just sort of stuck in the back here like that.
Can you come in?
I don't know which way to go to get at it.
yeah, I think they, like you said, they have that real brute force and physicality up front, and they've still got that natural ability with their backs to, have you on one, and whatever they bring, it's going to be physical and have flair on it.
Their intent is to throw the ball around. It's just an inherent natural trait of the French. And on the very few occasions I played against them, there were just moments where you just could literally just stand there and clap.
Yeah.
Because it was brilliant when the backs and the forwards coordinate to do things only the French can do.
Can I just interrupt because we've got a problem in that your bald head and my bald head are sort of moulding into one bald head?
So it's just like a couple of nuts.
Yeah.
Should we roll up a towel and hang it between them?
Shave nuts. It's been a pretty quick turnaround. I suppose that's standard in it from the name of the first.
Hang that between you. Oh, it's awful, mate. Look at it.
We need a couple more, and we're going to be in Hollywood.
It's four
I was going to say, it's
This is a serious conversation.
pretty quick turnaround from the naming and the first test, but that's standard, I suppose, isn't it? But have you had time to bond, not just the training, but the actual bond with the team? Because I was thinking you guys could, the whole squad, come up to the Eco Lodge up north and do more like a sort of working bee kind of thing.
We had a day off yesterday.
Septic tank, we got a...
Yeah.
You had a day yesterday.
Bit of fencing.
I don't think there's any plumbers in the team. We're out in the community.
It's
on
more
the
digging.
weekend. It's more digging. Oh, bit of labour, I think.
Hard labour.
If you had let us know on Friday, we could have gone up there for the weekend.
I only thought
and
about
mucked
it
in.
before. I know. Mucking in with the All Blacks.
It's a serious question. Are there any rugby players now in the All Black environment that have traits?
Yeah, I was talking to George Dyer. He's been brought into the squad. He was doing his building apprenticeship. That's the word I was looking for. I was going to say certificate.
What about you? What would you have done? I mean, I know the answer, but what would you have done if you weren't playing rugby? what were you hoping to do when you were growing up?
Well, I went to Lincoln Uni, studied agriculture, and I think the plan B was...
Now it explains itself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The fact that he was a Lincolnite. Dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
So they still have the hardest man contest down there?
No.
What's that? What do they do for that?
Oh, the competition between Lincoln, Otago, and I think it was
Canterbury,
was it not? You know, and then they just the foulest things, and the person who did the foulest thing won the hardest man contest.
Lou Thompson probably won that.
Right. Yeah, well, he
the foulest man.
He the foulest man. He would have won it, you know, without even competing, really. I mean, if he had done what he did, you know, just for shits and giggles publicly, he would have, you know, won foulie of the decade.
Okay, thank you.
So that's what they reckon to trade nowadays, like a plumber with AI happening, whatever. It's the only job worth doing in future.
Right.
Any
plumbers are a bit
initiations?
kitsy.
Have you guys had any experiences like that since you've been named last week? Or any processes like that in place, or you're banned from
Initiations. There's a wee induction that, team manager in the back seat, you take the young guys and sort of, a few protocols and how we operate in the team. We had club rooms on Saturday night. We were lucky enough to have 660 come in, and Lee wasn't available.
I wasn't available.
So 660 our backup option. They come in. They actually sung a song, changed the lyrics on it too.
Adapted it for you guys?
Yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah.
Pretty lucky. Club rooms is bit of a moment in the week.
I could have sung a 660 song.
Yeah, but they didn't want you.
No, I know. Yeah. The working bee.
He wasn't available.
I wasn't available.
He was digging that septic tank.
I was panning the working bee.
Right. What about, I mean, you've been an All Black now for a number of years. What are some of the, away from rugby, what are some of the moments that you just had to pinch yourself? You know, like 660 comes and plays in our team room. You know, what are some of those moments for you that you just remember? It's like, oh my God, being an All Black has just opened so many opportunities for me.
There's plenty, I guess. Like days off, we're travelling around the world. To name a few, we went through the McLaren factory in London and got the sort of grand tour through there, and we did a wee pit stop on that. So that was, a great experience. The boys love getting out on golf.
Big fella like yourself in a McLaren.
Yeah, you can't see it.
A bit like a dog humping a tennis ball, wouldn't it? It'd be just a bit awkward.
Or a Spitfire pilot. You just couldn't do it, eh?
I tell you. So after the 91 World Cup, we called into the McLaren factory, and the guy was giving us a speech, and he was like telling us how expensive these cars are, and you know, please look after them. And we looked around, and Richard Loe was in the driver's seat, and he got stuck. We couldn't get him out. And then the other guy was saying, you know, this is really important. These guys are, every sticker, every decal is weighed. You know, they're scraped back to get, and turned around and Zinni's signing the car.
Well, that had added value to it.
Yeah, that's what he thought.
Speaking of Richard Loe, did they, at the end of a tour, did they have a little bit of front seat, back seat, put the mouth guards in and have a nudge? Or was that, no, that was just the amateur days, wasn't it?
It was just, your days.
Jeez.
Just the amateur days, but there has been a couple of occasions where, a couple of young boys fancy themselves, but it's rather talked down. We want to keep the team tight, and we don't really want to, put too many fires.
You got a hiding, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I got cleaned out. Well, I'm not made for fighting, not against guys like this. But I remember when Loe, was in a bit of a scuffle, and was it with Jamie, and he fell over and hit the back of his head on a table and opened it up from arsehole to appetite, and he charged into the doc's room, and the doc was 3 sheets, just absolutely. Doc woke up in the morning and checked himself for holes because he thought he'd been
He's covered in blood,
covered in blood. And we all get on the bus, and if you're a minute late, you drop. So that protocol will still be there. Yeah. And Loe was nowhere to be seen. We went, fuck, he's bled out. So they sent bloody John Preston to find him. He went racing around the corner, and out came Loe, and he was immaculate. Shoes were polished, suit and tie. The only problem was he had a pillow stuck to his head, and he'd cut around it. So it was just a big hunk of foam on his head. And the doc had to stitch him up in the front of the bus, and we had 3 chairs around, just gave way and left the space. I believe he ripped a chair out of the bus floor. That's how strong Big Dick Loe was.
And you must have experienced some of that old-fashioned rugby, with your dad, playing for Taranaki and stuff like that. Yeah,
I remember a coastal game. I don't think Dad was playing. We were just down there at the club. I was back at school, and 2 guys just square up. The game's down the other end of the park, but these 2 are just there, like going for a round, like trading blows, like a boxing match. And I'm like, holy, is this what he's about? Might sell my boots.
Well, speaking, your old man wasn't afraid of the 22 league studs either. You know, he might have shown a ref one pair, but there was you didn't really caught at the bottom of the ruck with him coming through.
You played against Smiley Barrett, didn't you?
Oh, once or twice, but I stayed very much on the wing.
And I mean, I think that's one of the things that's really cool about you boys is how close you've stayed with your club, Coastal.
Yep.
It was an important part of you growing up, important part of who you are.
Yeah, for sure. It was amazing to have the team naming at Coastal this year. A junior club, I haven't played a senior game for them, so I would like to at some stage. More aligned to Lincoln University as my senior club, being based down there. So, I guess split allegiance, but yeah, Coastal definitely a lot of fond memories growing up there.
Yeah, and having the chance, you know, I mean, you've talked about this before, but having the chance to be an All Black with your two brothers, I mean, that's unique.
Yeah.
Growing up,
Firstly, also when they announced the All Blacks and the first three are Barretts.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah, how many families have been like that? It was, many.
Brooks probably they would have been
Two
announced
Brooks.
first. Yeah,
two Brooks,
only two.
yeah, couple of weeks.
The Skin Brothers, the four Skin Brothers.
What are their names?
Danny Skin,
Danny
Ricky Skin.
Yeah,
Well, there's four of them.
Yeah, foreskin.
yeah,
Yeah.
Half skin
Yeah.
was the and long skin was the other one. You know?
When you're growing up,
A whole heap of was his nickname. Yeah.
Loose Skin. He was a loose skin.
He was a loose bugger. Yeah.
He was an impact. He came into us.
And the other one who didn't buy anything tight skin. Yeah, he was the worst.
quick Lana, save the show, please.
What are your obligations with the media? Not necessarily this type of media. What sort of obligations have you got
Real media.
over this past week? Well, you know, generally, how committed are you to?
And is it annoying?
Yes.
Well, you literally can't get away from them. They're in your hotel room. So
Sorry about that.
Some are more annoying than others. Eh?
no, we've had media throughout the week. Obviously, with the team announcement, there's a lot of hype around the debutantes. So it's great. It's always a huge buzz for them, and it's always a great reminder of the first time you sort of heard your name called out as an All Black, and you just share that excitement with them.
Can I? Great segue actually.
First 5 minutes on Dunnos, right? It's going to be
It's going to be a great segue to something you've just interrupted.
It's imperative that we get physical That first 5 minutes is going to be magic. You know, that's going to make the series, isn't it?
It is. Well, I can't segue out of that. Like
I
I had a
segue back to it.
well, you know,
It's a question. You know,
Well-
the first 5 minutes. I mean, obviously you're
Yeah.
targeting that to sort of.
Yeah, under the roof, you know the conditions you're going to get, and the way we want to play. We want to, play fast and play All Black footy. Hopefully, throw the ball around like they will. But
It's like that first kick-off of the State of Origin. You know, the first game of the season against France, arguably one of the best team in the world. I'd say arguably, almost.
yeah.
Do you get nervous, or what do you feel? What are your feelings like just before you run out for a test match?
yeah, certainly, I think it's excitement at that stage. It's like, yep, the kickoff's, imminent, and I think the nerves are early in the week. You just get that sort of that wee knot in your gut.
One
big
thing
test.
I want to ask a big fella like yourself, because you're obviously catching the ball from kick-off, right?
I know.
And you practice the same thing.
No, you're not.
My theory is that you just grab, you boot it along the ground as hard as you can to where you're, and you've got to catch that bloody bouncing squirmy ball. I reckon that'd be a damn sight harder than this one.
That is a great tactic when it's wet.
Yeah.
It's wet, it skids along, it's a bar of soap. But when it's dry,
I mean,
You've
there's
got to drop
slightly
kick,
more,
mate.
I'll back my soccer skills, a
Quite
trap,
hard.
and then send it down.
they're slightly more dexterous these days. But if you'd done that in the dry would have been even more scary for the forwards.
So anyway, segueing off the question that was said 4 questions ago, it's a really interesting point about the new All Blacks, and Lee caught up with some new All Blacks like about 30 years ago.
Being selected in the touring squad, it must be pretty exciting times.
Yeah, of course, it's exciting times. Anytime you're named, it's exciting.
You've got to keep walking because I saw that on TV3 go, didn't I?
It's always been a dream as a kid, and to finally be here, it's just amazing. And it didn't really sink in until we actually got here and arrived and assembled and saw the boys walking around that. And it's just a great buzz.
It's really important that we treat it as one team, like when the team plays on Wednesday, the All Blacks are playing on Wednesday, and when you play on Saturday, the All Blacks are playing on Saturday. So we're all in, 30 there, and you, even if you're in the stands for that week, you seem like you're playing anyway. You've got to have that attitude.
Hopefully when I get back, have a few days at home and then hopefully get up to the Sounds and just chill out there for a while.
Yeah, because I was going to probably head up to Sounds just before sort of Christmas as well, so I might sort of catch up there.
Nice.
The Mount around Christmas time, I'm down there around then. Yeah, we're about specifically going.
I want to go over there for about 10, 12 days, something like that.
Because I'm over there around then.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to hook up.
Yeah, definitely.
Beer or two.
Yep. So whereabouts exactly do you think you'll be? Like, because there's a chance, it's 50-50 depending on what happens with Aaron, that I could be in Dunedin for Christmas.
Well,
so,
you have to come around and have a bit of Christmas cake.
Yeah, I'll be sort of probably hanging out with sort of Aaron and maybe even Scott Robertson might be going to stay with him in the mountains. So you're probably more than welcome to come along as well. But, well, I was kind of thinking for our holidays we could perhaps combine the families. And after New Year, perhaps we're going to get together and probably travel around in a minivan together. Well, Liam McDonald's really keen to go in a van around, do a bit of a sort of a roadie if you can.
Combi van?
Yeah.
Welcome, yeah. You got a dog?
No, but if you're bringing a dog, I don't really need a dog. Yeah, no, don't bring a dog. Brian's got it. Yeah. Quite excited about that now. It's fantastic. Nice. All right. Thank you very much, Brian. Brilliant. Right. And good luck. Godspeed. And we'll be rooting for you back here.
Cheers.
That certainly took me back. That
You're actually looking remarkably good.
Yeah, I actually look better now than I did then.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
What was your favourite holiday destination?
Out of all those, probably the Mount, I don't know, or Mangawhai now.
well, back in the day, in Kinapiru,
Oh yeah, the
and
Sounds.
also the Queen Charlotte,
Yeah.
you could catch snapper.
Yeah, or blue cod.
Gone.
Oh really?
Well, yeah, you can't get a snapper down there anymore. Blue cod maybe, but it's thin pickings. Scallops.
When you were growing up, who was the best at sport in your family?
Bodie he was probably the all-rounder. He could kick off both feet, well, still can. He'd play cricket and golf. Mind you, I think now, Geordie's probably almost on par with ability. But in the backyard, that was the test match. Cricket was the most fierce competition, and me and Blake were probably leading the charge there.
Swing balls, put your duct tape on them, get the noodler going, put a seam on them.
You put a seam, the insulation
bit of string
tape down the middle.
Yeah.
And
Do you bowl
So
with
that's test match, isn't it? Just with the seam down the middle.
Definitely.
But then the one day you could tape the side and get a bit of in and out.
would you bowl with a bit of venom or?
Yeah. There'd be plenty of feeling behind it.
Yeah.
Did you ever just do the pace ball, just fully taped? And then you get one on the back inside thigh and you'd be down. Big welt would come up.
Yep.
Did you?
Yeah, shit, yeah. That was magnificent. They were the fun days, you know. Yeah. You could choose your ball. They had 3 different types, but
This is the stuff we could have done on the working bee up north. We could have taken some time off and done a bit of cricket.
Just roll a pitch.
So if it wasn't rugby, what would be the sport that you would have done professionally?
By choice or by
By
talent?
choice, no, by choice. What would you dream one other than rugby?
I reckon indoor volleyball. I played a little bit of that at high school and really enjoyed it.
Nice.
What about beach volleyball?
I think there'd be
Different
too many
reason.
distractions, eh?
Yeah, well, you know.
Not so much in the men's beach volleyball.
What about
G-strings.
Yeah, the bangers.
what about talent wise? If you didn't play rugby, what would your talent lead you to?
Yeah, the local golf club.
Well, how about boxing? Would you ever think of
Yeah,
that?
boxing, nah, probably not. Nah, I've never really thrown a punch.
Can I?
To be honest.
Just a serious question, rather than all this bullshit that's gone on for the last 20 minutes. You copped a lot of flack early in this season. You know, a lot of media was sort of getting into you and stuff like that. And then there was one game in particular where you played really well and everyone said, oh, look how he's responded to the pressure and stuff like that. Was that a response to the pressure? Did it get to you that you thought, fuck, I'm going to show these people? Or
Possibly a little bit of, media may have loaded the gun a little bit for that week, but that week was a big week in our season anyway, playing the Canes away. Sort of midway, it was really competitive, but we just knew we had to beat the New Zealand teams. And, that Thursday media session was alongside conversations that I had with coaches in here and within the Crusaders. I probably had owned up and wasn't playing the greatest rugby. But
And bring it back to the Crusaders. How important? Well,
he was halfway through an answer.
No, I'm just saying the new stadium is that going to be pretty important for you guys? Like, you've done so well with what you've had, but will it make that much difference? Do you think?
I think if if you've ever watched a game in that stadium down there on a cold winter's night, dewy, it just sort of limits the game in a little, just by the nature of the conditions. So, like Forsyth Bar, down Dunedin,
the kick along the ground.
the kick along the ground.
Yeah, with the roof on it, right?
You're gonna have those conditions to play any sort of rugby, which is what they play up in the northern hemisphere with their finals. They finish in the sort of spring, summer, and you actually see a better quality.
Did you get up and watch Leinster's final?
I did watch their their final.
Yeah.
I watched the semi-final and their final. It was great to see Geordie have
Did you get up in the middle of the night or did you watch it on YouTube later?
I watched the highlights. I watched the tail end of that semi-final but I didn't watch the final.
I've got a question. It's not necessarily sport related, but have you had a stroke or have you just got a lazy eye? Because
Who?
you,
What do you mean a lazy eye?
mate, you're looking at Scott and you're looking at me as well. I mean, and your face is sort of gone like that.
No, I'm fine.
You're right. You're not feeling lightheaded, no tingling in the feet or hands.
No. Is this a public service announcement?
I'm just worried that you're going to
Tingling in
that
the
one
arms.
and just slip off your seat.
He'll be asking
You can
me to
see it, eh?
resuscitate you. Because I'm the
I'll
only
just
one
walk
that
out, mate.
can
Yeah.
Everyone else is trapped.
Just if you can do it the next 30 minutes, that'd be great. Places to be.
You got training now?
We've got 10 minutes. Yeah.
All right.
What time do you need the room back?
Yeah, because
I love the fact that you couldn't resist having a beer, but you're also too diligent to actually knock into it.
I'll leave it there.
It's the right
Stein
attitude,
Lager
yeah.
sponsors.
It won't go to waste. It won't go. Someone will have it.
all I was just saying is while you're out, are you okay if we use your room?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Yep. Bit of editing.
Yeah, what we call it, that's where you're getting the resus.
I'm fine, mate. Why are you giving me
Because
a
your
hard time?
eyes are all over the shop, mate. Have you had a big weekend?
No, I'm trying to look at like 4 different people in different places.
I didn't want to make it public, but I was
Well,
just
when
a
you
bit
don't want to
concerned.
make something public, don't talk about it.
Well, you can delete it. You'll edit it out anyhow, won't you?
No, I'm going to leave it in there.
Do your parents travel to all your games?
So angry.
Most games in New Zealand, Mum and Dad get around to the games, and Dad always pencils in or gets a highlighter out for the calendar at the Northern Tour. That's his sort of favourite time away from the farm. But this weekend, they're actually going to support my sister who's doing the High Rocks in Sydney.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, they've had
How's that for a
change
sport?
of priorities.
a great
It's
sport.
pretty grueling.
Yeah.
The what?
High Rocks, it's like kind of like CrossFit.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, you're
awesome.
running like 1K and then you train in between. It's hard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, pretty grueling. It's about an hour, like circuit stuff.
Can you see yourself at the end of rugby, just we're way off now, but doing like what Richie does now and still doing these bloody ridiculous sort of running stuff? Or would you say enough's enough of all that stuff?
It's probably hard to say. I think for someone who's used to training almost every day, I think you'd want to continue with something. I guess the form of exercise might be.
Mate, I could see you swimming the English Channel.
English.
He'd be a fucking great swimmer, eh? Yeah, Cock straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All together. I mean, it's the big fella, it's not many marathon runners that size, but, a lot of swimmers. Good long levers, big feet.
Paddles and fins, yeah.
Yeah. Could you get a bigger room next time? Because this is a bit small for us. Yeah.
Sure, it's cosy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit tight. We'll let you get off to training.
Yeah.
We'll take that off your hands.
Not
Yes,
sure which
yeah, I'll
one.
leave it in the capable hands of you.
I'll tip it out there.
You want me to talk?
Yeah, I'm
Well, then
looking
can
at
you fucking look at me, mate? Because
Well, I am,
at the
I'm
moment you're looking at...
Cheers, mate.
Pleasure.
All
Yeah,
the best
cheers,
this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
All the best.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Go hard.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
mate,
Sorry, on behalf of
get out of there.
everyone
All right.
in New Zealand, really. I apologise.
He's a good bloke, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Family trait, I'm
It's
sure.
what you'd expect.
Did he seriously not know that you were going to use his room, or did it was that last minute?
Oh, he sort of, no, he didn't know.
So you just turned up with the...
Oh, to be young and fit.
Cameras and...
Wow.
I organised it, but I didn't ask him.
Well, it's more convenient for him, really. He doesn't have to go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll be out by the time he's back from training.
I always got to spend the night here. It's quite comfortable.
That's creepy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely creepy.
Okay. Now let's go through our Instagram feeds, messages, the things that you've sent me, your insights into who you are as human beings.
Yeah, I bombarded you this week.
You gave me a lot.
I went
Ella
hard.
chosen the worst one.
No.
There was some really bad ones, some that probably shouldn't have made.
Yeah,
Not
some
fit-
of them,
not
like
fit for
when you
public
shared them,
consumption.
I thought less of you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I would
didn't see
never
anything
think
of
less
that,
of me.
I think.
How can you say that?
So this is what Lana sent me. This is the one I've selected out of Lana.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's something you can imagine at the Barrett farm.
Where is that?
Yeah.
Where is that? That's
That's good.
sort of thing. that-
Ingenuity, you
You
know?
expect that in Wairarapa, wouldn't you?
And this is what, there's a lot of people were concerned last week when we played the cats on diving boards that we didn't realise it was AI. Wow, was it? So,
It's pretty sad.
and Lee, you're very consistent because this is what you sent me this week.
Jeez, they're working hard with those animals. It's next level.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see one. You actually just want to see them stuff out, eh? Instead of just nailing it.
That's awesome.
There's some clever animals, isn't it?
They are really, really well trained. I like the fact that the pig changed colour from brown to pink.
How do you train them? How do you train them like that? Is it just
a chameleon pig?
food, is it?
It's that steel through the nose.
Yeah. Electric shock collars.
Yeah,
You can
it
do
is.
everything.
It's good. Yeah, it's next level.
And
Electric fence. I remember feeding a pig once when I was about 8. You know, we took all the scraps. We were on farm holidays. So I'd take the scraps and feed the pigs. And we chucked it into and didn't know that it was electric fence. And Mum threw a banana peel and it landed on the fence. And the pig went up to get it. And she was in tears. It was horrific. Pig, was almost down at the steel.
Oh, yeah, of course, at the ring. Yeah. You ever put those in pigs before? Oh, it's the most heinous sound. You know, when you put them in.
why were you putting them in? You're not a farmer.
Well, I had some pigs for a while. I was running a small operation. I had about 20 sheep, 4 pigs,
Yeah.
and about
It's
some
just also
chickens.
when you're tailing a sheep,
That's a farm.
with the irons, and you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
smell the burn and
Singed in the
oh, it's horrible. And then you got to because it starts squirting, but you got to burn it shut. Oh, horrific stuff. It's really.
Well, let's just cheer ourselves up and have a look at what you've sent, what you've spotted on the internet this week.
What would you do if we pulled up to your house? Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
It's a gang of dwarves on motorbikes.
It's a visual gag.
I thought they were kids.
I thought they were kids too.
So did I didn't send that one, mate.
You did so send
I
it.
did not send you that one, but I like it. I like it. It's wonderful.
Just threatening dwarves on motorbikes.
That's I mean, what would you do? I mean, you just walk away, wouldn't you? I mean,
Step over them.
maybe jog.
Yeah.
You know?
On like 50cc, are they on little mini motorbikes?
Yeah.
No, they're pretty aggressive though, weren't they?
No, they were just. I thought they were just little kids coming in. I thought that's fun.
And then this is one that I found that I'm not sure. I first of all, I found it amusing, and then I found it very disturbing that this is a internet page or a Instagram site that's run by the children's father.
Yeah, she's good. Oh, he's got very little defence, hasn't he?
Just sped up.
No, just little.
Kick.
Oh, he's kicking it as well. Oh, we got her there.
It's just not a lot of. That was a good punch. That's like the parents going, here's some boxing gloves. It just happens to be a mat in the house. Go at it and I'll film you and put you on Instagram.
You'll have the pink gloves and he can have the blue ones.
Yeah, they'll probably get in trouble for that.
Who will?
The parents.
No.
No, they've got like hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah, including you.
Yeah, including me. I used to get 20 cents for every black eye I got when I was a kid from my grandfather.
For what?
You must have been loaded.
As in, good on you, son, good on you for...
Yeah, for being,
Exactly.
like if I was in a fight and I got a black eye, I got 20 cents to encourage me to get into more fights. As a
Then you
child.
bought your first house.
Yeah.
Did the Tooth Fairy come to your place as well?
Yeah.
So if you lost a few teeth and got a black eye, you'd have cleaned up.
Oh, I was wealthy.
Lotto win.
Yeah.
Tooth Fairy probably gave him black eye.
Talking about jousting,
She also yanked one of the eyes out of straight.
there's nothing wrong with my eyes.
Mate, one eye's good, but the other one's just a little bit like
More than a lot of people can say.
like a bug in a jar. You know.
Can I introduce our next guest? Because this has been prompted by your call for a jousting tournament. We've gone to a jousting expert, someone in Sydney, Andrew McKinnon. So welcome to Andrew.
Thank you very much, guys. Great to be here. Thank
G'day,
you.
mate.
Just give us a bit of an insight into your experience in the jousting world.
I've been jousting since 2007. I've jousted in Australia, New Zealand, Europe, Russia, all over the shop, I suppose, and most recently captained the Australian jousting team against the Poms in the Smashes, we call it, because we can't call it the Ashes or we'll get sued by the cricketers. But we thumped the Poms earlier this year, and that's kind of a potted history of my jousting escapades.
Those Russians are dangerous, aren't they? Bit skullduggerous.
Oh, they're not too bad in the jousting world.
Heavy set though, hard to knock off a horse.
They're pretty solid dudes.
Big bones.
Can you explain your equipment to me? So how long is
Jousting
a
equipment.
jousting? How long is that jousting rod?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, you can't.
Lance. It's called a lance.
Yeah, the terminology.
I'm sorry, I don't know a lot about
people
jousting.
tuning in now would freak out.
Okay.
Thanks, Andrew. How
How long's your jousting rod? I mean,
long's
come
your
on.
rod?
Bear with
We've
me.
only just met him.
Quiet. How long's your lance?
As we say to all of our jousting supporters, it's called a lance. Hello. A lance is about 3 meters long.
3 meters, and how heavy is it?
Oh.
Well, just wondering.
Depends on the type of lance, but it's a couple of kilos, say.
And so is that the sort of joust you jump on the back of a horse with a lance and try and knock someone else off? Is that something that you do?
It's kind of like that. The object of the exercise isn't to knock people off their horse, more so to break your lance and score points, because ultimately, even though we're internationally famous jousters, we've still got to go to work at 9 o'clock on Monday morning, and you don't want to have your arm broken or whatever that might be.
It's a lot harder
yeah.
break a soft lance than a hard
So,
one.
what's your lance made of? Like, what is it? Is it wooden or what is it? It's only a couple of kilos. What's it made
Flesh.
from?
Well, again, if you want to have a deep dive into the minutiae of jousting and what it entails, there's a couple of different types. Now, for most international competitions, we would use a lance that has a balsa tip in it, which is a little bit softer. But the idea is that you break the balsa and then you hit them with the socket. So that's the way you do that. But there's also another type of lance called a historical solid lance, and that's basically 3 meters of pine with a 3-pronged steel tip on the end. Now they're the bad boy lances for when we get real serious.
Did you watch the movie A Knight's Tale?
Yeah, it's compulsory viewing for all jousters.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie.
And look,
It's like a training film.
Yes.
what are your thoughts on? We've contemplated this at length here. Shetland ponies and dwarves
Jousting.
jousting.
Well, I'm glad you clarified, because anything with Shetland ponies and dwarfs in it could take you in any weird direction, I suppose.
The argument is that you can use just a stock standard, town hall, because they don't need as much of a run up, and put them across the top of the stage. Maybe, some pigs on a spit, some buxom serving wenches, and it would create quite an environment. I would have thought. Maybe running of the sheep down the middle.
You've obviously thought about this a fair bit, hey?
I have, yes, indeed, most certainly.
What do you think?
I reckon real big horses and big people with big lances is always way more spectacular.
Jeez,
That would be my
Well, that's a scale thing, isn't it?
Controversial
Cost, isn't it?
take.
yeah.
Can you build a bit of a picture for me? So, what are you wearing when you're? Is everyone are you dressed up in some sort of costume, or is there an official type of wear that you need to have?
Chainmail, isn't it?
Not armour, is it?
I don't know.
Have to be.
No,
not with-
for jousting,
Wouldn't want to do it.
we
in your
wear
togs.
plate armour.
Okay, so
And
it's not
plate
so heavy.
armour is the best defence. And we're on a horse that's about what they call 16 hands high, which is kind of the average height. And then we also generally use what we call war saddles, which have got a little bit more in the saddle making to keep you in the saddle so you don't get punched out, which means that the hits are a hell of a lot harder, which is why you wear the armour.
Well, how did you get into it? Like, it's not like going down to your local footy club and joining a footy team. Like, how did you get into jousting?
Well, I think every story's pretty fringe, but I think it was about 2007, and I was trawling the internet, as you do, and I came across it in New South Wales, in Australia, obviously, where I live. And there was a chap there called Rod Walker doing jousting, and I went, all right, well, I might be 40, and I might not have ridden a horse much before, but this is a great idea. And so I looked up Rod and went and did some training and met a lot of people, and cut a long story short, became a jouster.
Yeah, I was going to say, because the horse part of it's a huge part, right? If you've got to get that sussed, I mean, like polo or something, you need to ride a horse. Yeah. So what did you do? You went and took horse lessons, and how about the horses? Do they freak out with?
Well, they had a trident and they'd panic. Do you aim for the horse?
No.
Which question would you like him to ask?
Sorry.
Well, just the general horse-based questions.
All right, well, let me clarify firstly and foremostly. You don't hit the horse, and pretty much in every set of rules that are written for a joust tournament, anybody that strikes a horse is immediately pulled out of the tournament. So it's an instant disqualification.
Yep.
And then that follows on probably to answer your other question, which is horses will do it because we ask them to and they trust us, but obviously we've got to look after them as well. And it does take a particular type of horse with a particular type of temperament to be able to, get the grr on to be able to run at another horse with a big stick coming towards it.
Do you know how much vision you can get if you've only got one eye?
How much?
Like if you were to hook that wanderer out,
Yeah.
the other one would actually compensate and give you 75% of what you got at the moment.
Thank you. How good are New Zealand at jousting?
The Kiwis have been at it for a long time, and one guy I'd love to give a shout out to is Callum Forbes, who lives over in Upper Hutt, I think it is.
Callum, yeah.
And yeah, he's been doing it for 30 years or so. He's jousted with Rod Walker, and I've spent a number of tours of New Zealand with Callum, and he runs fantastic tournaments, and he's a great jouster, and he's world class.
Andrew, it's a real concern for me that we've asked more intelligent questions of jousting than we did of the All Black captain. Our questions were about.
Well, there's a bit more intrigue, right? Like we've grown up with the whole rugby thing hammered home, but it's not often you get a jouster on.
Is there a black knight, an evil overlord?
Who's the best in the world? Yeah,
who's the worst? Who's the guy that everyone hates because he shows up and he's like, "Rrr." Is there one person like that?
Not really.
Okay.
We don't invite them back. If
the Darth Vader of jousting.
Yeah, you don't have a Darth Vader of jousting.
Or a Yoda.
No.
Like Yoda would be hard to... See, dwarves would be hard to knock off a horse. They'd be right behind the head.
What do you...
So you can't hit the horse, but you can't hit the
I
dwarf
like
either.
that idea. The dwarf versus a normal-sized person.
No.
Yeah, well, a dwarf, as long as they can hold the 3-metre thing, how do you hit them?
Do you have a prize kitty for your tournaments?
Yeah, generally there's a prize. Our prizes are things like a unique handmade sword or something like that, and so they can take a prize from the tournament, and it's something quite unique and quite spectacular.
Well, I know we didn't get much feedback with the dwarf on a normal-sized horse thing, because it kind of ruins the sport in much the same way as a 7-foot woman ruins netball by putting a hand over the hoop.
Yeah.
This sport is prone to being ruined by a midget on a horse behind the horse's head. You can't hit the horse, but you've got to take a risk.
Yeah, we're onto something, I reckon.
No doubt about it. Yeah. Like you put a midget even.
Are there as many women that
are
involved
proportion behind
as men?
a Clydesdale's head?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you finish talking about midgets for a second, I'll just answer your question. I'll get back to the midgets if you really want to. Little people, I think. They
midgets,
prefer.
I think it'd be even better than dwarves, because dwarves got big heads, right? So they've got more of a target.
Put them in a chariot.
Yeah.
Right.
So what was your question, Marc?
Women in jousting.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are a lot of women in jousting, and the current Australian champion is a woman. She also, Renee Marisma, she was also on the Australian Smashers team that beat the Poms earlier this year. So not only are there a proliferation of excellent women jousters, but they're very, very good.
Nice. All right, Andrew, we'll let you go. Mate, calm down. That's actually Scott Barrett's minibar that you're tapping into there. All the best, mate, and all the best. What's your next jousting event?
Well, probably not till later in the year. I've got a quiet year on, and if you notice in the background here, I've got a few amplifiers and things. So we're currently recording an EP just because I don't have enough hobbies.
Oh,
right.
Brilliant.
Do you want to plug it? What's it called?
No.
Okay.
All right. All the best, mate.
Cheers, mate.
If you got my email address, just email me any more questions you've got on midgets and horses, and I'm sure I'll get back to you with
Oh,
some
just
sensible
let
answers.
it permutate because we're not. I don't think we're as daft as we are cabbage looking.
Rick's coming to Australia. He'll probably show up at your barn to do some jousting with some
And
midgets.
sing the odd song.
Fair. I'll look forward to that.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day. See you
Yeah,
later.
mate. So I reckon you should open a restaurant called Jousters or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But there is in Vegas.
Big on the spit,
There's a
isn't
big.
Yeah,
There's a big jousting arena in Vegas.
I didn't. We just take it on tour.
You've really thought this through, haven't you?
Oh, it's a fantasy.
Yeah.
You know.
Can we have a look at like one of the things now that we're back on air? Well, on YouTube. Sports changed a lot since we were on television. Like a lot. There's a lot of sports that.
We wouldn't know because we don't get to see any of it.
Yeah, we're not allowed any footage. But I found some sport that we're allowed some footage of. And it's a beautiful sport. I love this sport. And this is in I think it's the south of Italy, the sport of cliff diving.
Oh, yeah.
Where's everybody? I'm ready. Guys, waiting for me. Please, wait for me.
Let's go! If I continue looking, it looks higher. You don't want to come.
Rope 2, 3, 2, 1.
The off the balcony dives here in Polignano, it's pretty straightforward. Like, it's beautiful. The spot is pretty much straight down. It's kind of similar to diving from the platform, only it feels a little bit different. Walking through the apartment and standing up on the edge of a balcony. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward here from the balcony. It changes, and I think the main difference is just the visuals and the feeling of it.
It is such a beautiful sport, cliff diving.
It is very clever.
I've got some footage of jumping off the rocks on the other side.
Yeah.
The kids actually jumped, and the highest jump was about 12 metres.
Yeah.
Which is still
At the
quite
same
bloody
place?
high.
It's
At the
really
same
high.
place.
I went there as well.
Yeah, well, I'll send you a clip.
Did you jump off there?
Yeah, but I didn't go off the 12 metre.
No.
I went off like about 8. But the
it's
little
always-
boy who was 12, he was off the 12 metre.
Yeah, no fear. I've done
But they
that.
float like a...
And did you go feet first or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell
yeah. Yeah.
Not Greg Louganis.
No, well, you look a little bit like Greg Louganis.
Yeah, before or after he split his head? Remember that at the Olympics?
Yeah.
He was. It was incredible. He was a Greek.
It was on the hard board, wasn't it? Against the hard.
And he did the back flipping.
on the hard. Yeah.
And he was in the lead up until then, I believe.
Amazing athlete.
Yeah, incredible athlete.
Talking of great athletes, Paul from the TAB. Hey, Paul, welcome to Scott Barrett's room.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, you're looking like Uncle Paulie now. You got the como. It's a very mafioso look you're running. Jeez,
Yeah,
every
Sopranos,
week it's
isn't it?
something new. I love it. If you
Cheers.
can just grow a little thin moustache. Is your moustache still black?
Oh, I haven't had one in years, so I couldn't tell you. So
I'd love to see it.
I would say so.
What do you think of moustaches? Good question, actually. Like from a female perspective.
November, do you...
No, just in general, if you see a guy with a moustache, do you think, oh,
Make
he's
it
Dirty
slimy?
Sanchez. Some people can do it, like the young girls. The guys,
Young girls.
The guys have got mullets and the Dirty Sanchez. That's kind of the thing. But I don't
You mean
know.
those little sort of puby ones?
Yeah, that
are
have been
terrible.
like shaved into a correct style. I don't. Some guys suit them, some guys don't. I mean, it needs to be a decent mo. If you're going to wear a mo, it needs to be
Like a
one that-
thick Tom
needs to be
Selleck.
worthy.
Like a walrus
Needs
over
to
the
be
top lip.
worthy.
Yeah.
But then, I don't think I'd personally like to kiss a mo. I think that they could be a bit smelly and dirty. It'd have to be.
You don't really see the Hitler much anymore, do you? You
Not
don't really see Adolf Hitler much, you
Not
don't.
enough.
be quite hygienic.
Let's go back to Paul quickly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you-
I mean, it's been so long since that I
Are
think...
you guys doing dry July or not?
I was thinking about it, but I've kind of blown it already.
Yeah, unlikely.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you doing it?
Why would you do
I'm
it?
thinking about it. Yeah. Well, I've
do
never
it?
done it, so I thought I might give it a go.
Oh, best of British.
Just so many other people doing it. It's so cliche.
Yeah. It's like, do you do November?
I might go harder. You know?
Yeah. Anyway, Paul,
Yeah.
give us a rundown of how was the weekend for you? Just in the odd stuff, not the rest of the stuff.
All right. Okay. I guess in terms of the Warriors, it was a horrible weekend, and it was a horrible weekend for Warriors punters as well, with them going down to the Brisbane Broncos, and of course a couple of serious injuries to some key players. So not the best there. Outside of that, if we look at Formula One, Liam Lawson finishing 6th
Did
in
he?
Austria.
Yeah.
Oh, that's magnificent. Whereabouts?
Austria.
He was paying about $4.50 to finish in the top 10. And
See, I don't think he could grow a moustache. He certainly couldn't grow. Hit them. Well, it doesn't make. It wouldn't look as good blonde one, would it?
No.
Sorry.
No.
Stay with us, Paul.
Yeah, he's a bit of a babyface assassin, to be fair. So
It's a magnificent. What about
A bit more like Goebbels. He was.
fuck? I'm gonna have to edit all these fucking Nazi references out.
You don't, mate.
I do.
People
Well,
who watch
it's part of history.
YouTube. People who watch YouTube don't even know about. You know, the youth of today.
Quite a well-known story.
I asked a guy the other
It's
day.
all over. That's History Channel.
35,
It's History Channel stuff.
Quite well educated. I said, "Do you know who Charles Upham is?" Sir Charles Upham.
Yeah.
No idea.
Oh dear. Did you go to the F1 movie over the weekend?
Yes.
I didn't, but I will be checking it out.
Yeah,
Looks
great
like an
movie.
absolute cracker.
Just going. What about Kaikara France? How did that impact on the TAB?
Yeah, that was one for us, to be fair. Boy, oh boy, he was very, very popular in that co-main
he's a
event
great
in
man.
UFC 317. But unfortunately for him, and unfortunately for a whole heap of Kiwi punters, he couldn't get the job done. So, yeah, we got a few dollars in the bank after that.
Any interesting bets for the All Black game this weekend? I'm guessing they're not paying too much, but any interesting options?
No, yeah, well, I guess we're just waiting for both teams to be named, and then we'll be able to get a number of try-scoring options out, which is what most punters tend to drift towards. But at the moment, the All Blacks, I think they're around $1.16, the French $5. They're 14.5-point underdogs, the French. And
Why is
we know
that?
the
Is
All
that just
Blacks-
because you don't value the French team that's been sent down, or is that because everyone puts money on the All Blacks?
It's a bit of both, to be fair. It's not that I underestimate the French. The bookies certainly don't think, with the squad that they've sent down, they'll be much of a challenge for the All Blacks. So hence the
I don't
14
know.
and a
I
half.
don't underestimate the French. Like, you just don't know what they're going to do. They're so.
It's a little bit like the Battle of Britain, really. I mean, the Messerschmitt was probably paying $1.47.
Yeah.
And yet the
Spitfire.
Funny enough, it was the
paying $5, you know.
Funny enough, it was the Hurricane actually shot down more than the Spitfire in the end because they had more of them.
Incredible.
It
American.
was more aligned.
Yeah.
Well, than the
Big
Mustang,
pulling
of course.
power.
Back. Yeah. Both had the Rolls-Royce engine in the end.
Messerschmitt,
Back to
yeah,
that-
beautiful looking plane.
Beautiful.
Back to that first test match.
Thank you.
The promo team have got a bit of a promotion on that first test match between the All Blacks and the French. Just place a 3 or more leg same game multi, and if it loses, get your money back up to $25 in bonus cash. So
That's nice. That's a good deal. Have you thought of taking money on the jousting?
What, you're talking about the horses and the knights and the
Lances.
is that
Yeah,
what-
big, healthy, sort of solid lance.
Right. No, it's not something that's crossed our sort of desk, to be fair.
Well,
Lance O'Sullivan, that'd be a good joust, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Get on the horse.
The O'Sullivans. Yeah. The O'Sullivan clan.
All the best, and
It's like the Four Skins, pretty much.
you're putting money on the All Blacks yourself?
I certainly am. Yes, yeah. I'm looking forward to a big season, and I think they'll get off to a quick start. So I'm happy to take them, and I'll take them minus the 14.5 as well.
How about the
So
All
where are
Blacks ahead at halftime but lose? What would that be paying? Any idea?
Oh wow, that's usually around $6.50.
Quick start like the German army on
Hey,
methamphetamine. Really, they walked for 5 days straight.
Poland.
sorry, Paul, I better let you go because I'm just about to smack her in the face, and I prefer you not to have a look.
No, that's great. Now, where are you doing the show next week? Whose room?
Yeah, we're not sure.
We have no idea.
We have no idea.
It could be at your place.
Well, it won't be because I'm coming up to Auckland. So
Oh, brilliant.
That'll be where you got the haircut.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right,
so
mate.
can
Look
we-
forward to it.
Can we get a few more beers in there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely, my friend.
Nice.
Wonderful
All
to
right,
see
mate.
you in the
Look
flesh.
after yourself. Take it easy.
Cheers, guys.
You know, the Germans basically walked 5 days straight, didn't
Yeah,
they?
can we talk about something else?
All right.
I'd like to.
Sportscafe does history.
Yeah, the History Channel.
Well, they got bogged down. I mean,
No,
we would have been
when I
speaking
said
German if it
stop,
wasn't for the
I'm
Russian.
looking at you.
For the Russian
Oh, totally.
winter. You know,
Yeah,
for
would've
that
been.
big
Yeah,
dump
yeah,
of
yeah.
snow that froze
That's
them.
Hitler's big mistake.
I
Wasn't it?
mean, when you walk for 5 days, you know, and then you get cold, you're pretty much fucked.
And all the fuel was freezing up.
But the Panzers, they were a great tank. Jeez, odds, they'd be paying like $1.02 versus the British.
Oh, yeah.
Let's have a look. Our legend of the week. So I wasn't sure. There's two options, and I'd like you to choose our legend of the week. The first option
Don't
is...
keep looking at
I'm
that.
looking at you.
Why is he like a magnet?
Hey?
You.
No, because he's just so annoying.
Just take one out. You'll get 75% out of the good one.
Yeah.
Make sure you get the right one out.
I can see all of you.
Do you worry?
Yeah, well, but with which?
Do you worry that something's going to come?
Get extra one put on.
No. Look, here's the...
Just what about a patch, mate? That's quite sexy these
Like a
days.
pirate.
Like pirates patch. Like if you met a guy with a patch, but he had a lot of personality and the rest of his face was all right.
Yep.
Would you go? Yep, I'm. You know.
How would you feel about
SS officer.
a lovely lady with a patch? No problem.
Well, it depends. I mean, because like I'm Curious George, right? So I'm going to definitely give it and have a look underneath it. If it was like a socket,
right,
or like just an indented flap.
What sort of socket? Like a phone charge or something?
Okay.
No, cigarette lighter. You know?
Can I... Hey,
that's how she lost it.
can I bring the show back? Because I had a question for you. If we're
Or
looking...
deflection. You just need to deflect. You need to put your shield of armour up and deflect.
Right, if we're looking
One of
at...
I use iPhysics.
Yeah. Fucking phone's out. Hold on a minute. Yeah.
If we're looking at the Legend of the Week, first of all, here's our first candidate. This is a gentleman who was spotted. He was fishing, sitting on a unicorn, and he caught a shark.
What you got on? Joey, there's a guy on it. I swear to God. Where? Straight ahead. There's a rod in his hand. What are you doing? You have a shark? He said he was at the beach? He's getting towed around. By a shark? Look at the whole thing is moving. Do we have like a rope? This is insane. We're off the coast of Fort Lauderdale, I guess. There's a person, shark, something big enough to tow him out to sea. You are going so viral. Okay, we're gonna help you. Let's get a rope to him. Got it? Get the rod first. Okay, rod first. This is a true fisherman, guys. You want to land this thing or should we just cut the line?
Let's land it. I'm already out here.
Dude, there's really something on this.
Let's catch it.
Okay, guys. Okay, I got him. Back up. Dude, are you okay? Yeah. This dude was on a freaking unicorn. What's wrong with his tail?
It had a hole in it.
It had a hole in it? Don't lose this fish, bro. Here it is, guys. Look at this. Oh, you're dangerous.
Ah, yes.
Oh, my God.
And kids, that's why you don't do drugs. There's no way that guy hasn't just eaten the entire bag.
Yeah.
And just jumped in a unicorn with a fishing rod and I'm 3K offshore and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like it's
an oldish clip, but I thought it was...
It's an oldie but a goodie.
And now the other candidate for a Legend of the Week is this gentleman from Newcastle in the UK.
He's got legs like your eyes.
I don't mind of their own.
Oh, here we go. Yep, they're deaf.
Look at this guy. It's just beautiful.
Yes.
Like you could put any song under that and it would still be able to sing.
Are they his own legs, you reckon?
Yeah. It's got some beautiful moves. Oh, look how happy he is.
Oh, he's pissed.
Oh.
Who's...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a high risk manoeuvre.
Yeah. Who would be the Legend of the Week out of those two?
Oh, mate, I forgot the first one after I saw that guy. I mean,
the Florida shark.
Yeah, sure. Probably because of the relevance, I'd say leg eyes.
Oh, wow.
Leg eyes.
High legs.
Because of why?
The relevance to today's show.
Oh. You know, I was on the phone to someone the other day. I was in Sydney and I was on the phone and I said, oh, yeah, you know, Marc's been calling me a fat prick for like 20 years. And people come up to me in the street and go, Rick, you fat prick, you know. And as I was telling that story, this lady walked past and she said, hey, you're not fat.
Oh,
that's nice.
That's endearing.
Yeah,
Isn't it? You know, see, it's amazing if you put into the ether what comes back.
Is it your mum or something?
Oh,
No, well, you're not. I mean, you're not. You know, it's just been like you were always, you know, a little bit vainglorious in the All Blacks, and you know, you had as a media liaison officer, you always had would weigh himself fastidiously and had a bit of a, and you were slightly overweight, and so I thought, well, you know, just a little bit of just to get you down to, you know, playing weight.
Right.
But you're not actually. It's not morbid, I don't think.
Oh, that's good. I just need to worry about my eyes now.
Yeah, well, that's more of an issue.
Let's just stop, eh?
Yep. That's
Stop.
good. Yes.
Let's stop.
Yep. No, that's okay.
Thanks, Scott, for your room.
Thank you.